And welcome to another episode of My Horror Life.
What is it tonight? Please just tell me what the hell is wrong. Do you wanna eat? Do you wanna sleep? Do you wanna drown? Just settle down, settle down, settle down. I'll give you candy, give you diamonds, give you pills, give you anything you want. $100 bills. I'll even let you watch the shows you wanna see. Just marry me, marry me, marry me.
It's just a little mood music. I'll Give You Anything, it says, is the name of the song. I'll Give You Anything, Anything by Dramarama. So, that leads me into my topic. Call it what you want, but I call it the vampire effect. When you get into this industry of movies, you have your good people and you have your bad people. I'm learning who's who in the industry now, and I've kind of reduced my my affiliations with a lot of people. I have my categories. I have my help but don't expect much, and help because that person really legitimately appreciates it. Now, what you say, why help if they don't really appreciate it? To show that you're the bigger person, to show that you can push personal things aside. Now, I'm never going to claim that I share everything. That's the third category. The third category is not to share because that person legitimately doesn't really give a shit. So, getting back to what I was talking about. Now, I have the people that I support. You'll see me post a lot about. And I think those people are safely know who they are. A couple of directors in mind who are I'm not going to name drops, but that have always been good to me, and I'll always support their work. Then you have the second category of the people who want you to share, but really don't care about helping. So let me get back to that first category. The category of the people that appreciate it will legitimately listen to you, will legitimately help you. And like when I mean help, it's like, well, we're helping to promote the movie, we're helping to contribute to the movie, we're helping to spread the love of the movie, and they totally appreciate to that point where, you know, if you have questions, they're going to be like the first person to like, yeah, blah, 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 and they're going to respond to you right away, and they're going to legitimately care about your involvement in the film, and they'll also be the ones that actually share stuff that you want to share too. Say for instance a movie idea or another movie that you're promoting for. They'll take it upon themselves to say, hey, that person shared for me, so I'm going to share for them. Then you have the next category of the ones that want you to share but really don't want to do anything in return. These are the people I really have a lot of problem with, because I just recently found out from a friend that who's trying to promote something of his own, who tagged a bunch of people in it, and surprisingly there was a few people that basically didn't give a shit and denied the tags. And this person is someone that does so much for the community, so much, and contributes when he can, spreads the word all the time about particular movies. The backbone of the Indiegogo scene. For those who don't know, the Indiegogo is a place to get contributions for your film, and that's how these indie films are made, through crowdfunding, whether it's Indiegogo or Kickstarter or any one of those other platforms that does contributing. And without the contributions, these movies don't get made. Or they can get made, but maybe not with the budget that they wanted. So the people who promote these crowdfundings are the backbone of your movie. So when it comes time for that person to kind of want something back, I'm not saying that you have to go all balls to the wall to it, but you should be able to either help or point them in the right direction of what they need to do, because that person went balls to the wall for you to get your movie made. The least you can do is, what's the old saying? I scratch my back, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. But a lot of these filmmakers just want to do the vampire effect. The vampire effect is suck all the life out of you, suck all that blood out of you, and when it's time to give some of that blood back, they don't have it anymore. That's what I call the vampire effect. That's what this industry has a lot of vampires. I love the industry, don't get me wrong. I have tons of horror groups to back up that statement. And the indie scene I am appreciative for, because especially now with COVID going on, all these fan films and stuff are keeping the industry going. But in the same aspect, there's no appreciation factor. A lot of filmmakers say, well, I got what I needed from you and that's it. I'd rather have those filmmakers show the appreciation by having you involved in another film. Having you part of their inner circle. Saying, hey, this guy's done so much for me. If this guy needs even a littlest thing, I'm going to try to do what I can to help him. Then you have the filmmakers who are basically outright, they don't give a shit. And I actually can appreciate that, because if I know somebody doesn't give a shit, then I can't expect anything in return. So there's no griping. It's, oh, well, I did this for you. You already knew when you helped them that they didn't give a shit. So I can actually appreciate that honesty. It's the ones who say they're going to help you, or say, oh, thank you for helping me. But when it's time to kind of scratch back, there's no claws to scratch back. Those are the people I have an issue with. The ones that suck that life right out of you and then have nothing to return. Same with the people that do these Indiegogos with all these perks, and the perks involved a credit that goes on your IMDb. Now I understand if you buy a perk that's a T-shirt or a poster or you can expect those to come after the movie's made. But IMDb credit does not cost anything. It takes 2 seconds. And I already heard, oh well, you can just not wait and put your credit on your own. Yes, well, sadly that sometimes information gets lost and people can't get on their IMDb's. So we rely on people like you to hold up your end and put those credits in. I am talking to the people that promise credits and don't deliver. Promise credits and make people wait. It's even though that their film has already reached their goals, and the film is going to be made. Now I understand there's movies out there that rely on getting to the goal to have the movie made. That I will understand, because then why are you giving a credit for a movie that possibly ain't going to get made? I understand that. But if you have one of those flexible goals that you know that you may not get there, but that's okay, we're still going to make the film anyways, put the credit on. Don't make people wait. People will wait for a t-shirt. People will wait for a poster. People will wait for all these other exclusive perks, like dinner with the person, or being in the scene with the, obviously you can't be in the scene with somebody until the movie is actually being filmed. So those kind of perks are okay to wait for. An IMDb credit. Oh my God, it's on there. Now I know there's many movies out there that have hundreds and thousands sometimes, but this is what you wanted. This is when you put your thing on a crowdfunding page, and you put perks and put like basically no limitation for like a special thanks, or like 20, 30 people who can be producers. This is what you're asking for. And so you cannot say now you're overwhelmed, because you put it out there to have as many people involved. You need to set one person aside and say, hey, you're going to be our perk guy. You're going to be the guy that when someone comes onto the film as a executive producer, associate producer, and you know that movie's going to get made regardless, that person's job should be, as soon as a perk gets added, say I put a perk, oh, Rob Mahoney, done. Wow, see how good that works? Now you can't say you're overwhelmed because that was not your position. Then the people message you and say, hey, I got a perk, blah, blah, blah. You can point them in the right direction and say, Johnny Joe Blow is the one in charge of that. Let him know. And if they don't do their job, then it's up to you to remove that person. Because people want to help. Like I can't tell you how many hundreds of movies I promoted. And not all of them I asked for credits. But the ones I did contribute to, I expect to get them. And I'm not going to name movies or names, but I'm probably waiting for 8 more right now. 3 or 4 of them have been a year now. So, you can guess all you want, but it's time that we, going back to what I was originally saying, when it's time to help out someone else, if that person has gone all out for you as a filmmaker and get your movie done, and yeah, of course it's not just that person that got it done, but everyone who promotes is helping. And if they're contributing and promoting, that's even a double whammy to help that person when they need it. I'm so sick and tired of those kind of filmmakers that take the vampires until you have no blood left, until you have no drive left, until you have no trust left. Because basically that's what you're doing. When you suck somebody dry and don't help in return, you're making that person not trust the industry. I can't believe I even have to talk about this. This is common sense stuff. We were taught that years ago. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's what that means. When someone helps out with something, you help them back. And I'm not saying you have to do exactly what they need. If you can't help that person, point them in the right direction. I applaud those filmmakers that do care about their people involved. I do praise you guys. For those filmmakers, for those actors, for those that don't scratch back. I have no respect for you. Getting all kinds of messages right now. Oh my god. So now that I got distracted by all those messages, my final message is this is messages for anyone who's new to the industry, who's getting on board, trying to find out who's the right person to get involved with. My advice to you is be wary in the beginning. Find out those people that will back up their word with a contribution, and then you get your perk, or you get a message say, "Hey, thanks, man. Anything that you ever need, or hey, if you help out, I'll give you a special title." Those are the people you want to get involved in. For those movies that you contribute to and don't hear a peep, don't get your credit, make a list. Make a list of who to be involved with and who not to be involved with. Because if they do it to you once, they're going to do it to you again. And that goes both ways. If they do it to you once and help you, or bring you aboard on another movie, those are the people you want to be involved in. That's the good list. I know this sounds like a Christmas story, like the good and the naughty, but yeah, it kind of is. Then you have those people that you contribute to, you share their vision, you share their promotion, and you don't get nothing, not even a message saying, "Hey, thanks for sharing it." Those are people go on the naughty list, and those are the people that you don't help again. Because I'm a true believer, and if I'm helping you, you better damn be helping back. And when I say help back, I'm not saying they have to give you the world. Just show a little appreciation. Appreciation goes a long way. In closing, just be careful who you get involved with. You have your total legit people out there, and then you have scammers. The scammers may be legitimate filmmakers that are trying to make a movie, but don't give two shits about you or your contribution or your promoting them. Those are the vampires, and those are the ones to stay away from. And to the few people that have always showed appreciation to me, I thank you. Because those are the people, you are the people I will back, always. Because I am diehard. No, I'm not Bruce Willis, but I will go all out like Bruce Willis did. Another Christmas reference, by the way. Die Hard. But in closing, thank you for watching this film. And remember, don't get too close to the vampires.